get back in there.
Dude, he knew that power rune was spawning top. He's like, I'm gonna go yoink it real quick. Easy. I'm kind of surprised because like this Lina, I felt like should have done a little bit better in the mid lane, but it really was those 2 deaths slowing you down pretty heavily. But Queen of Pain in the late game, she becomes like borderline unkillable.
Yeah, at least with the lineup.
Yeah, at least with the lineup,
you need the lockdown.
You need the lockdown
from getting anywhere,
and
kill her off that way.
The 2 deaths on Lina. The 2 deaths on Lina.
Like they picked Lina
they picked
to deal
Lina
with the
to
Queen of
deal
Pain
with the
because otherwise you could go for
a more
more consistent playmaker, but you would have struggled into
so they opted for
let's beat Queen of Pain in the lane and
go
just
with that.
But due to those rotations, you didn't beat Queen of Pain in the lane. Now you also don't have a playmaker. And that's why the game has felt so awkward for AllStars now. You're just like praying for the greatest chaos night. And now that's not even an option. Now you're forced to wait for them to come high ground. You have to get a really big vacuum wall and just kind of hope they don't press their buttons well. Because otherwise you have the answers. Like you have the static storm, you have the saves from Omni-Knight. It ain't great.
We were talking about the Aghanim Scepter for the Animage. He's actually just gone out and bought a Butterfly first. So that will actually tank him up quite a bit against the illusions from Darkseer, so a lot less mana burn towards him. Also helps him out against the Morphling if he decides to morph into him.
That anti-mage illusion is going to kill his supports though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's up to Lion to hex that thing, or else it dies.
Aren't they strong now?
Or is that a different ability?
They still die to hex?
It's just like mana burn doesn't...
You're right. Yeah.
Which was a good change, because getting shard against like heroes like Nagasiren and CK, and you're like, oh, what happened to all your illusions?
Oracle stole the wisdom rune. Farming the enemies half of the map. You saw this earlier. I mean, it's better than just sitting in your base getting
worse than nothing. You're splitting with your boys who are farming the creep waves.
So sneak your way to the enemies half the map. Anything you can. Sniper range creep. Why not? All right, here we go. We need some big.
Lina. Oh, he was like 1 pixel away from vision, I think.
You would expect people to usually run down the river for the move speed.
He took
the safe bet, but Lina actually sidestepped it. Here's the mid rack.
Is there
items here?
There's nothing where they're really waiting for. They just need to somehow find an opening.
Yeah. That's a big
See, usually
he went in for the normal punch and just instantly died.
Yeah. That was really good from TK. Because like you do that on the Lina or the CK, then Darkseer will come in and get you. So they all stay back until it was the Darkseer. Like, no, we can jump him because there's no response to that. Well, I think that's it. They're gonna clean up the building. I think at this point, like your window of miracle was the high ground defense, and you've lost a lane and a half. They're making their way bottom. They still have a minute 15 seconds on Aegis.
Or no, there's an Aghanim Scepter. Oh, they're going to try for him in the mid lane. That's not going to work out super well, guys. That's definitely not going to work out super well. 3 dead immediately. Glyph sends Darkseer to the fountain. But you were just praying that nobody was nearby to get that anti-mage. And, well, even if the Omni-Knight doesn't make it there, you probably didn't have the damage. Blink Texan into an Earth Spike, deletes the Morphling, now looking for more. And it's pretty easy for them to do so. 37-8, Team DK absolutely crushing AllStars.
He didn't even use electromagnetic repulsion in the last fight. Holding back the big guy back here.
That's true. How much damage does it do now? How much health does he have? Almost 2,000?
168. Better watch out.
14-second cooldown.
Took Brawny to get 19 more damage.
I see. Yeah. That's definitely why he took it. So Mega Creep's going to be secured now. I just also got to point out, Anti-Mage's Aghanim Scepter this game is kind of cracked. If you think about it. What does Morphling do if he just gets Mana Void at the beginning of a fight?
Nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't take a lot of damage from the Mana Void, but he also just can't regen for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's
kind of cool.
It's pretty strong.
All right, we're going to see the last play here coming out from the side of AllStars. They try to wrap around, get a kill onto this Lion, but he's saved by the Omni Knight, and they're looking for more. 999 silenced up, deleted. As they now get their hands onto the Chaos Knight, and well, CK not going to look super hot here against this anti-mage. Lina trying to go 1v1 here with the BKB.
Electromagnetic propulsion.
Absolutely not. GG's are out, and anti-mage will find himself another kill here in the fountain, maybe.
Close.
Does he? He's
close.
got a lot of stacks on him. He needs to blink away. All right.
Ooh, I like that static. I like that static
storm. DK.
Static storm over the ancient. That's good. Yeah, really strong performance. From Team DK there. I feel like they're